Hey runners, good morning. Today's Saturday, March 28th, and today was our virtual 5K race that we participated in. When I say we, my wife Carrie and sister in law Michelle all took part in the Rambling Runner virtual 5K. Rambling Runner is a runner who has a podcast and decided to put it out there for people to do virtual races, starting with the 5K and working their way up to the marathon. It's a way to help runners still be able to get in their races that were obviously canceled or postponed due to the coronavirus. So this was just a fun way for really people across the globe to get involved. Um, so it was a lot of fun. I designed a course here in our neighborhood of Awatuki, which is very hilly, and yeah, definitely we weren't shy of the hills for sure. It was a good, tough, challenging course, but we all actually did quite well. When you do a virtual race and you're doing it kind of by yourself, or in this case, we had three of us. Um, it's tough because you're not in front of a large crowd, and that sometimes can make you slower, not push you as much. But I'll get into the details how I did, and yeah, just kind of go into what that virtual 5K consisted of. So to begin, I designed a course here in Awatuki, a couple miles from our house. It's basically in Awatuki, we have a lot of hills. Some are short, some are long, steep, low, all the way to really high hills all over. So it was challenging to find something that was all flat. And honestly, I didn't want a course that was completely flat, something challenging. So this course started out going at a nice quarter mile or so uphill. I've got the information here that I'm looking at. So um, the first mile we climbed 138 feet with a loss of 84. So it was a net of about, my math here, 54 feet climb, which was the toughest mile. Um, Second mile was 48 climb and 57 drop with a net drop of 9 feet. So pretty even there on the second mile. And then the last mile was a climb of 65 and a descent of 149. And that's 100 and, trying to do math here, 100, or sorry, 84 feet downhill. So that definitely played out the way you see or heard about the changes in elevation, because we were all quicker on the third mile. Um, I will say that there were some challenges in this 5K. One, my wife had um, a different workout on her watch. I think she set it to like 5 by 1K. So she had stopped, I don't know, it's like 3/4 of a mile into the run or so, or half a mile. I thought her watch set died. Um, I was running with music in my ears, and she, yeah, just had the wrong program in her watch. So told her to keep going. So she did, and then so I had stopped for a little bit, and then around mile, I guess it was a mile and a half or so, I saw her coming up um, one of the streets that we shouldn't have come up. So you just kind of got turned around because some of the street signs, I guess, were at an angle, made it kind of tough to see. Now, I will say that I did provide a printout of the course, but in all fairness, when you are running pretty hard, to have a sheet in front of you is difficult. I didn't need it because I knew the course. And I try to put the distance when your turn was coming up, so that way you have an idea. When you're at point 8, you're going to turn left on a certain street. But anyways, to no fault of their own, there were some hiccups there. Even myself, I had stopped my watch when I saw my wife the first time, and I never started it again for like, must have been 2/10 of a mile. So even though I ran the right course, I went a little further just because I was short. Um, so, anyways, um, it just goes to show you it's really important to have those race directors and volunteers on a course that's well marked, even on a short course like today. And so we definitely appreciate all the hard work of the race directors and all the volunteers who help put together these races. So the next time you have a race, um, not a virtual race, but next time you have a race that is put on by your local running club or whoever puts it on, definitely be sure to thank each and every one of them, even the law enforcement folks who make it safe for all of us to race. I think we get a really good appreciation, a great appreciation for what they do. But it was fun though. On a personal level, looking at my splits here, that first quarter mile is like that. And I was still running that one, early on like a 7:30 pace, and then I go into an 8:20. But my first mile came in at 8:12, and then I did 8:13 for the second mile, so I kind of leveled off there. That was kind of the same for my sister-in-law Michelle, who, based on her Strava splits, showed her doing an 8 and an 8. So we were both consistent in the fact that we really didn't drop off much on the first and second mile. My wife was a little quicker on the second, meaning she kind of went quicker with a little bit of a net loss there. But again, her course is a little bit different. Everyone ran a little different course, but finished 5K. So that's the most important part. My last mile was 7:39, 7:40, but that was a big drop as well. So I utilized the downhill and then the flats there at the end. So it was tough. I've really never done a virtual run before, but it's definitely harder than doing a race where you have people out there. It just makes sense. If you go to the track and you do a workout on your own, you can run it fast, definitely. But if you have people out there that are pushing you, that you're following, and others are chasing you, you're going to go faster. That's why it's so important when you see races and people are in a pack. They are helping push you along. And so the effort doesn't seem as hard as you would be racing by yourself. But I did run well. My time was 24:49. I did have a couple of stops there. Would I have run 25 minutes? There's a good chance of that. Or would I have maintained and run exactly what I did or quicker? I don't think I'd run quicker. It was pretty tiring. So I'll leave it at the 24:49. That is my time for the virtual 5K. How does that compare to my 5K times? It's, I guess, in relation to tons of runners in a race and virtually not many runners for this virtual, puts me pretty much right on par. My effort was definitely there, and I was less than a minute off from how I normally run. I'm usually really in the low 24s, so I'm quite happy. In fact, I've run this time before in 5Ks last year, so I don't know. Not that I've done a whole heck of a lot of speed after the half marathon in Atlanta about a month ago, but the fact that I'm able to push myself, basically being alone, says a lot. I think that I can push myself through this more so than I thought I could. Because to be honest with you, I was going to treat this race or virtual run more like a tempo, which I thought I would probably be, 8:30, 8:20, where it ended up to be an 8-minute pace. So that's pretty close to my 10K race pace. So yeah, that's it. Hope you guys are getting in some races, virtual runs, that is, or just getting outdoors. Hopefully, it's nice where you're at. It is blue skies here in Phoenix. The next couple days are going to be nice. And then next week, like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we're going to be climbing up to close to, I believe we may hit 90 degrees. So that is, we knew it was coming. That is a little warmer than March, but not too far off. I believe March, or I'm sorry, April, our average is definitely getting very close to 80, if not already at 80. So, anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a good weekend. Stay safe out there. Practice social distancing, which we did. We made sure that we kept our distance. And hope to see you guys soon. If you like what you see, definitely be sure to comment down below. And of course, smash that subscribe button down below for new content as they happen. Have a great weekend.